Hey everyone. So this is insight number 2 for energetically sensitive people. I really like this one. It's like a teaching. It's a teaching of, I feel, a continuous teaching for me and for many people. That's something that is going and evolving through the life, especially as being a healer, as having relationships, as meeting people. And this is about another level of empathy that many sensitive people have. A very attuned and high sense of empathy for the frequencies in the environment, in other people, in places and spaces that are not aligned. And what happens when we are coming with this very tuned, empathic, energetic field to these places or meet the people, that something in their energy field, something in their emotional body, in their perception is not aligned with who they are. There is a strong tendency, at least for me, to suck in that energy. It's a bit like a vacuum cleaner that like goes over a rug, and wherever it finds the crumbs that are not a part of the carpet, it just sucks them in. And for that reason, many of my adult life, I basically stayed at home because it was just too challenging, too tiring, too exhausting, and it came with this frustration of there's many people I like and love. It's got nothing to do with judgment or exclusivity. Members of my family, of my friends that I just felt it was extremely challenging to spend time with because of that quality. And I realized that it was this quality. I wasn't judging them, or at least after some time I stopped judging them for that or myself. And I just learned to live with that and basically choose to stay at home. But then at some point I decided, as I want to work more with people and I do would like to meet more people on a personal level, there was a decision to look more deeply at the dynamic that is causing this reaction. And I would love to tell you, to share with you a bit of what I found and how it might be relevant for you as well. But before we go into that, I feel the need for us to start with some level of attunement, as because I'm speaking to an open group. Let's just take a few moments to gather our energy. Take a deep breath, allow the higher energy of ourselves to focus in the heart, gently, yet focusedly, and allow the energy of the earth to flow its nourishment and support, vitality, joy, celebration into our energy field, to our feet, and up the feet to our knees, and thighs and hips, belly and chest, the hands, the neck and the shoulders, and the head, merging with the higher energies, making a beautiful dance of heaven and earth. Two aspects of the same energy coming from different polarities dancing together inside of us, circulating in the heart and expanding through our system wherever it needs to go. Take this nourishment in. You can make a sigh. Just release the body if you need to move a bit. Might be seen it after a long day. Yeah, there is a joy in this download because something in the soul just really understand the challenge and also helps us to go beyond the challenge. In other words, to take it lightly. uh, to take this game of life lightly. Because as you know, the planet going through intense stuff, the human consciousness is evolving, and it's not always light and nice and bright. Sometimes it looks horrible, and there's still the soul is dancing. Cannot explain why. The soul doesn't have logic. It just dances. I don't know if you even saw. What comes to mind is this beautiful film director, Serbian, I think it's from Serbia, Amir Kusturica, a country where there was bombing and war just everywhere until recently. And he had a band. And sometimes in his movies you see like a bomb falls, there's a shooting happening, and the band just starts to play. They just take this energy of horror, and lift it up with unreasonable joy. This is the soul. It's, it's just unreasonably happy regardless the bizarre circumstances that is happening on this planet. And it's connected with the theme that I'm coming back to about this highly evolved level of empathy to what is happening outside of us. So basically, when I was trying to see why the tendency to suck in the unaligned energy of other people, other spaces is so strong. And one of the things I found out that is very much connected to a consciousness of a rescuer. The consciousness of a rescuer is a consciousness, and I want us to look at it without feeling there's something wrong about us or without judging, if we can. Or if we judge, maybe we just can not judge the judgment. The rescuer consciousness is a egoic consciousness that is focused on feeling separate, most of the time feeling superior to other people, maybe even to the entire planet, or maybe even to the entire human race, believing that by being separate it has a separate responsibility of protecting, of rescuing, of saving, of taking in the challenge of people, their stuff, their shit, their unresolved energies, their untouched emotions, their unconscious thoughts, their pain and suffering. Even though there is some level of beauty and truth about that, about the ability to support someone else by just relieving him of his stuff so he can see, or he can feel, or he can realize something deeper, I felt that many of the times it is unconsciously the moving of the rescue consciousness, believing it's his job, believing it's his responsibility. If I would not do it, who will do it? I am the one. Egoic consciousness sees mostly only itself. It does not see millions of other healers. It does not see billions of light beings. It does not see the divine consciousness that orchestrating the entire play. It says, it's me. I'm here. I am God in a way, and I'm responsible. Not God in the truthful way, as I am light consciousness as everything else. I am a separate God. I am superior to whatever is happening. It can be very, very subtle because the intention can be very good. I just want to help. I have a capacity. I have the tools. Thoughts can arise like, why should this person come to me? There must be a reason, and the reason for me to help him. I have the tools. I've been through what he's going through. I understood it already. I know something he doesn't know. All these things can be even a bit truthful, but if they're coming from the rescue consciousness, you will feel separate from the person. There will be some level of judgment, even if it's like a positive judgment of I am greater. I don't know if you can call it positive judgment, and there would be always a level of separation from the creator that we are, from the true light that actually is the one that does the healing, that actually is the one that gives the service. And when I allow myself to see the tricks and manipulation of the rescuing consciousness, the belief that I have responsibility, the belief that if I let go of this responsibility, something horrible to happen to this person or to myself, there is an openness to receive, feel, acknowledge, and allow the divine consciousness, the true divine consciousness, to move through you or just through anywhere, maybe even the way you're not aware of, and to do the work. It could even just mean to have the consciousness to recognize that even if there's not light work happening in this moment, it's still in the hands of the beloved, of the creator, of the one that actually is holding the whole thing and generating the whole thing. Now, the rescue consciousness would not allow it because it will say it's irresponsible. It's like, why am I here? Then there's no reason for me to be here. If I'm here, must be why. And I draw my sense of meaning, my sense of power, my sense of rightfulness and righteousness by helping those people that need me from the rescue consciousness. Because if God does everything, if God is the one that is in charge over my clinic, over my my patients, my healers, over my process, over me, then there's no meaning to me. Which is, in a sense, could be true because the me that has no meaning, if it's a separate someone, it's true because there is no separate meaning, because there is nothing separate. So the rescuing consciousness does not have a true meaning. The true meaning is the beauty of the light that we are, that flows freely, beyond the limitation of the egoic sense of a separate somebody that is responsible over himself or somebody else. Now, of course, there is a higher level of consciousness of responsibility, but it's not what I'm talking about in this example. I'm talking about the responsibility in the sense of a burden. Over if I don't do it, then we're lost, we're doomed. I'm doomed if I will not heal myself, and he's doomed if I will not heal him. There's no way of letting go, relaxing into the beauty that manages everything in this consciousness. And take a deep breath. And because we have an ego, yeah, I have an ego, you have an ego, even the great beings having some level of ego, this process is an ongoing process. Yeah, it's not about saying, okay, now I will not do that, I will not be a rescuer. No, just take it lightly, enjoy it, make fun of yourself if you do it, have a laugh, be honest about it. It's part of this game. And just feel the joy and aliveness of knowing that everything is just being orchestrated. It's like you can dance, you can enjoy, you can relax, you can flow, and this could be a part of your healing. It doesn't mean that it's only like for vacations. So I wish to bring a few downloads that will help to integrate a different way of living with a highly evolved empathic field. And you can just repeat after me or just say yes in your heart to the download if you feel it, if you feel you want to receive it. I know how it feels to live without the need to contain or absorb the unresolved energies of other people or other spaces. I know it is safe for me. I know that just being myself is enough for the universe. I know how it feels to let go of any burden of hard work in my life or in my clinic. I am allowing the divine to come through me and to do whatever needs to be done, to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And I am held by Him as He flows through me into the atmosphere of whatever's around me. Just recognizing this beautiful energy that flows through us and through everything is so pleasant and relaxing. It is a bit like a child that sitting next to a parent with this like toy wheel, and it's like playing with the wheel, but at some point he feels like he cannot control the car, so he freaks out. But then he looks to his left and he sees that actually his mom or dad are driving the wheel, and something about him is oof, I just had this weird dream that I have to drive this wheel with my plastic, I have to drive this huge machine with my plastic wheel, and thank God that my papa, my mama are driving the wheel. So much joy in it, and so much co-creation, because there's no separation from the mom or the dad. It's not like it's somebody else taking care of it. It's just this beautiful energy that is an inherent part of who we are, that is imbibing all of us, that we are swimming in its love always. And just take the time to really give gratitude and appreciate who you are and what you are, and all the beauty that can come through you just by being here, just by choosing to come to this planet and being here. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for listening to this insight, to this sharing, and I just love us in this group. It's so amazing to be here. See you in the next insight next Thursday.